Hey YouTube, how's it going today? Don't answer that. I'm here currently with my 2010 Dodge 2500 Dodge Ram Cummins. I bought it about a year ago, and when I purchased it I thought it was in fairly decent shape, which it is, I would say, for the most part. It had a little bit of rocker panel rust and a little bit of a rust patch on the fender. Didn't look that bad before, but took the it had these fender flares on it. Took those off, and it's okay for the most part. Like I'm fairly happy with like the little amount it has. It had a bit there. I've grinded most of it out already. A bit there. And yeah, this front fender here, it didn't look that bad. The flare covered it till there, and this was under paint. I didn't know this was a big hole. So I took the flare off and started pushing on it and just broke this whole piece out. So I got me some metal mesh patch. Gonna bend it up nicely, put it in there. Might have to take this piece off yet. Try to do a good job with that. So yeah, I guess I was planning on fixing some rust and doing a little bit of body work on it, and I figured I would post a video on it. I'm no professional, but I figured I might as well document it and maybe I could help someone out. I don't do a whole lot of rust fixes. Not, like I say, I'm no professional, but yeah, I guess the rocker panel had just a thin layer of surface rust along the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that well, but grounded it out already. So I'm gonna do a nice coat of primer, and yeah, I guess I will put some mesh on this as well. Body fill some of that probably, sand it nicely, paint, prime, sand, paint, or base layer, sand, base layer, sand. Try to blend it in well, see how it goes. Yeah. Alright, so I got me the mesh here. Hoping this will work with a utility knife. And like I say, I am no professional, so I would say if I can do it, anybody can do it. So let's give this a shot here. Give it a cut there. Alright, let's stick this sucker in. I cleaned it already with dish soap. I think that worked pretty well. Let's see if we can stick this bad boy in there. To bend it up a little bit more. Let's see. So I'll probably have to find me something to pull this back onto the steel with. Places we can get it. See that there? Quite a hole in the bottom as well. Got me these hook picks, so I'll just hook that around and pull it back onto the steel. Alright, I mixed me some Bondo, temp number 2. Put a little bit too much hardener on the first batch, so it hardened a little bit too quickly, but give this another shot. Get that off real quick. Alrighty. There we go. I will pull this mesh on as well as I can. Bondo on there. All right. Okay, let's dry, baby. Okay, while we let that dry, I will go start on a different project. Okay, that doesn't have to be fancy. Give it a sand and come back and do another coat. And then hopefully that coat will work a little better since it'll be a solid. We'll have a solid backing on that one, so that's what it looks like now. While we let the Bondo dry, start fiddling with this patch here. Tape it up and give it a sealer coat with bought some rust killer, I guess a rust inhibitor. Put some of that on there, let it dry, give it a light sand, put some primer on it. First I'll tape everything up. I'm not sure if I should maybe paint this whole section. I'll try to blend it in. If it doesn't work well to blend in, I'll just give it all a light sand and coat the whole lighter piece there. Alright, let that dry. Let's go see how our Bondo is looking. It's nice and dry. We'll give that a quick sand. Got another coat of Bondo on that one. Not the prettiest job, but I think that will do. Might have to do one more coat, and that should be good. Alright, hadn't been able to film there for a while, but color matching the door handles as well. So I got those all taped up, and this cab corner here I got all painted up. Guess I didn't film the finishing stage of the body filler, but got these door handles all painted up already. Did 2 coats of primer with sanding about, I think it was 600 grit between each coat. And I did 3 coats of single stage on those ones. think we're about ready to start priming this guy up and get it ready for a coat of paint as well. Might have to do that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm try to color match the mirrors as well yet while I'm at it. Okay, priming is done, so we will go ahead and throw on the first coat of the base. I'm going to do a very light layer for the first one. Help if I was pointing it at the main object. Okay, there we go. We have a light layer on there. I'll leave it at that. If you do a very light layer and then come back later in about 10 minutes and it'll be I think about 10 minutes. I always wait about 10 minutes. And then it's nice and tacky, and then you don't get runs as easily on the second coat, and you can lay down quite a bit of a thicker coat on the second one already because it's a bit more tacky, right? So there you have that first coat of the base. This is just single stage as well. I think for the trim and stuff, I'll just do a single stage. Starting to prep the mirrors for painting. I would take them off. That would be the right way to do it. But yeah, can't open the doors. Gotta open the door to take the mirror off. So just tape everything up, throw some plastic over the whole truck so I don't get more coats of paint on it than it needs, and we'll go from there. So we are taping up the mirror, and we've got a light on the corner here. Figured I would show you a bit of a tip you probably all know already, but I'll say it anyways. So if you can't or don't want to take the light out, if you just tape it up, try to get at least one seam at least pretty close flush. That way it saves you a little bit of work. And then before you put the edge of the tape, before you stick it right down, just take your fingernail or something sharp, whatever you want, and push it right into that seam there. And then push the corners down. Take a utility knife, blade, I just have a blade, and then I just take it and cut right along the light. Works pretty well. Right along the light, kind of in the gap there. And you can just nicely go along and pull it off. And you have a perfect joint there, so you won't get the light all painty. There. Got a little piece in there, but I will work on peeling that out. Maybe I'll have it out by the morning. We'll see. Oh yeah, there we go. There you have it. Got one more to do down there yet. Then go to the other side. It's currently the next day, morning. And just figured I would show you a little bit on the driver's side. Passenger side is all finished up. Got the mirror painted, and yeah, I think that little patch-up job turned out pretty good. Yeah, so now on the driver's side, all we're working on is this. Got the mesh in place, just gotta throw on some body filler. Probably give that a bit more of a sand. And first coat of paint on the mirror. Just letting it tack up a little bit. Alright, so this truck has been on the road now for a couple of weeks. I just finished giving it a wash and figured I would do a kind of finished product and final thoughts video at the same time. I think it turned out fairly good. We did a bit of a patch right there. And then along the bottom we got rid of the rust along the rocker panels, the mirrors. So that turned out good. This fender, wanted to talk about a little bit. I just blended the clear coat with the existing clear coat. You can't really see a difference on camera. If you look really hard in the sunlight, you can kind of see a fade difference here. Probably won't notice it. Oh, maybe you can kind of see it on the camera. But my plan is to change these fenders in the future, just because they're not in the greatest shape with that rust you saw, and completely get rid of the rust that way. So this was kind of more of an experiment here, I guess, as well. But for future, I'll never be just trying to blend the clear coat. It works best if you clear coat the whole fender, like probably, well, the whole panel on whatever you're painting, right? So if you're this fender, for instance, I would just probably lightly sand the whole thing. You just want to scuff up the primer a bit. You don't want to sand away the paint, and then do your blend with the paint, and then primer the whole panel or the whole piece, whatever you would be painting on, right? That way you don't need to try to blend the clear coat. And I've also heard that if you try to blend the clear coat, you'll see it in a few months. So I guess we'll see how this turns out. See in a few months how it looks, I guess. Yeah, here's the passenger mirror. Another thing to note, this mirror I did with a single stage paint. This mirror I did with a base coat, clear coat, two coats of base coat, and then I did 2 coats of clear coat. Way more durable that way. But yeah, single stage, not the greatest for doing body work. Yeah, and then here, fix some rust as well. There's actually quite a hole there. That turned out pretty decent. Also, again, this was, I painted this over with a single stage. I don't know, just for peace of mind, I feel like maybe sanding that out and doing a base coat and clear coat. I think that would last much longer. So yeah, that's kind of just a follow-up and finishing review video, I guess. So there it is. Like I say, I'm no professional. I'm just kind of I just kind of did this as a DIY thing. I don't know if I can give any insight. I'm learning here as well, so if any of you guys have any tips or tricks or whatever, just let me know in the comments. I'm here to learn as well, so you betcha. Thank you for watching. See you next time.